Hello students, from this lecture we are going to study chapter 10 cell cycle and cell division. Here in this chapter main topics are cell cycle, M phase, significance of mitosis, meiosis and significance of meiosis. Now as you know very well, all living organisms, they start their life from a single cell only. Now from a single cell actually they form such large organism. Growth and reproduction are characteristics of cells. This characteristics is observed in all living organism, either they are plants or animals. All cells reproduce by dividing into two cells. This two cells is each parental cell giving rise to two daughter cells each time they divide. These newly formed daughter cells can themselves grow and divide, giving rise to new cell population, and that is formed by growth and division of a single parental cell and its progeny. So we can understand that from only single cell life begins in unicellular as well as multicellular organism, but in multicellular organism then this cell, single cell, reproduce, divide further and multicellular organism is formed. So we can say this such type of cycle of growth and division allow a single cell to form a structure consisting of millions of cells present in body of living organisms. First of all, let's understand what is cell cycle. Cell division is a very important process in all living organism. It's a characteristics of living organism. So this type of organism which is having ability to divide cell or cell division, it's actually considered as a living organism. As you know, in non-living things this ability is not present. That is main difference between living and non-living thing. During the division of cell, DNA replication and cell growth also take place. All these processes like cell division, DNA replication and cell growth take place in a coordinated way to ensure correct division and formation of progeny cells containing genome. A sequence of events by which a cell duplicates its genome, synthesizes the other constituent of the cell and eventually divides into two daughter cells is termed as cell cycle. Cell growth in terms of cytoplasmic increases is a continuous process. DNA synthesis occurs only during one specific stage in the cell cycle. The replicated chromosomes, that is DNA, are then distributed to daughter nuclei by a complex series of events during cell division. These events are themselves under genetic control. So this way we can understand what is the basic concept of cell cycle in living organisms. Phases of cell cycle. Actually it is a continuous process take place in living organism at the time of cell cycle, but for study conveniency it is divided into further phases. Typical eukaryotic cell cycle is illustrated by human cells in culture laboratory medium. When it is grown, then this cell divide once in approximately every 24 hours. So we can say 24 hours it can get double. This duration of cell cycle is vary from organism to organism or cell type to cell type also. So it is not same for all living organism and their cell. it is different in different type of living organisms. One more example, yeast, as you know, unicellular organism. It can progress through the cell cycle in only about 90 minutes. So we can compare human being itself as a higher organism. It takes 24 hours approximately to complete cell cycle, but in unicellular organism, smaller organism like yeast, it is only about 90 minutes of cell cycle. So this variation is observed organism to organism, and this type of variation in time duration is observed in phases of cell cycle. Cell cycle is divided into two basic phases. These two basic phases, they are interphase and M phase. M phase is also known as mitosis phase. So this way cell cycle, mainly it is having two phases, interphase and M phase. First, interphase is a phase between two successive M phase, we can say. So if M phase take place, then interphase, and then again M phase, and continuity of cell division, cell cycle take place. Interphase lasts for 95% of a cell cycle, we can say. Resting phase, it is also known as resting phase because cell can prepare for next cycle, next phase, but during this period cells prepare itself for nuclear division by cell growth. So this way cell cycle is divided into two basic phase, interphase and M phase. M phase. The M phase starts with the nuclear division corresponding to the separation of daughter chromosome, that is karyokinesis. The karyokinesis term is used in biology for nuclear division, or usually ends with division of cytoplasm, that is cytokinesis. Cytokinesis means it's a division of cytoplasm. So M phase start with the nuclear division, so corresponding to the separation of daughter chromosomes, this karyokinesis, nuclear division, and usually it ends with division of cytoplasm, and that is known as cytokinesis. In this figure we can study, so it's a view of cell cycle indicating formation of two cells from single cell or one cell, we can say. Here, so exact idea about complete cell cycle. Now, as you know very well, there are two main basic phases of cell cycle, that is interphase and M phase. They alternately come during the cell division phase. In this phases, interphase and M phase, you can see here interphase is divided into three further phases. Which are these three phases? These are G1 phase or gap 1 phase, S phase or synthesis phase, and G2 phase, or we can also say gap 2 phase. So in this figure clearly we can study these three types of interphases, G1, S and G2 phase, and then M phase is also mentioned here. So giving complete idea about cell cycle, which indicate formation of two cells from one cell, and in between these events take place in living organisms. Now, as we know very well, the interphase is divided into three further phases. First phase, that is G1 phase. It is also known as gap 1 phase. What does it mean? It represents the interval between mitosis and initiation of DNA replication. Cell is continuously active and grows in size during this phase. So, we can say it's an interval between mitosis and initiation of DNA replication. Second, that is S or synthesis phase. It marks the period during which DNA synthesis or replication take place. During this time, the amount of DNA per cell doubles. Can you assume why? Because here now cell is preparing for its division, and as we know in mitosis the cell content it remains same. So before division all content of cell get double, and that is main importance of this S phase or synthesis phase. If the initial amount of DNA is denoted as 2C, then it increases to 4C. It is for our understanding. So 2C and 4C, it means that content get double and then divides. However, there is no increase in the chromosome number if the cell had diploid, or we can also say 2n number of chromosome at G1. Even after S phase, the number of chromosomes remain the same. It means that 2n, it remains 2n during this synthesis phase. In animal cells during the S phase, DNA replication begins in the nucleus and the centriole duplicates in the cytoplasm. During the G2 phase, proteins are synthesized in preparation for mitosis while cell growth continues. So this way interphase of cell cycle, that is divided into 3 further phases that you can see here in chart also. First one is G1 phase or gap 1 phase, second one is S phase or synthesis phase, and third one, last phase, that is G2 phase, or it is also known as gap 2 phase. Some points here it is interesting to study. Some cells in the adult animals, they do not appear to exhibit division. For example, it is heart cell, and in many other cells divide only occasionally as needed to replace cells that have been lost because of injury of cell death. These cells that do not divide further exit G1 phase to enter an inactive stage, and that is known as quiescent stage or G0 of the cell cycle. It is very interesting. Cells in this stage remain metabolically active but no longer proliferate unless called on to do so depending on the requirement of the organisms. In animals, mitotic cell division is only seen in the diploid somatic cells. Somatic cells means the cells other than reproductive cell. Two types of cells were observed in the body of living organism: somatic cell and reproductive cells. Against this, if we talk about plants, plants can show mitotic division in both haploid and diploid cells. As we have studied earlier in chapter of plant classification, alternation of generation in plants, the sporophytic phase and gametophytic phase come in their life cycle alternately. So identify plant species and stages at which mitosis is seen in haploid that you can easily recall by studying this chapter. So this way some cases are there in animal cell and plant cell for our study, it is important to know about this thing. Now M phase, it is also known as mitosis. This is the most dramatic period of the cell cycle. It's involving major recognition of virtually all components of the cell. Since the number of chromosomes in the parent and progeny cells is the same, so it is also known as equational division. Though for convenience, mitosis has been divided into 4 stages of nuclear division, or we can also say karyokinesis. It is very essential to understand that cell division is a progressive process and very clear-cut lines cannot be drawn between various stages. So, during this mitosis, equational division of cell, this karyokinesis involves following 4 stages that you can see in this chart. These 4 phases of this karyokinesis, they are: first one prophase, second metaphase, third anaphase, and fourth last one, that is telophase. So M phase or mitosis, that is actually involves these 4 stages or phases: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. First phase, first stage, that is prophase. Pro means initial, very primitive or first take place, and that's why it is named prophase. Prophase is the first stage of karyokinesis of mitosis, follows the S and G2 phases of interphase. In the S and G2 phases, the new DNA molecules formed are not distinct but intertwined. Prophase is marked by the initiation of condensation of chromosomal material. This point is important here. The chromosomal material becomes untangled during the process of chromatin condensation, as you can see in figure also. The centrosome, which had undergone duplication during S phase of interphase, now begins to move towards opposite poles of the cell. Completion of prophase can thus be marked by the some characteristics of events. These main characteristics of events, these are: chromosomal material condensed to form compact mitotic chromosomes. Chromosomes are seen to be composed of 2 catch together at the centromere. Here you can see in this figure early prophase and late prophase. Centrosome, which had undergone duplication during interphase, it begins to move towards opposite poles of the cell. It means north pole and south pole. Each centrosome radiates out microtubules called esters. 2 esters together with spindle fibers form mitotic apparatus. Cells at the end of this phase, it means prophase, when viewed under microscope, do not show Golgi complexes, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleolus, and nuclear envelope. So we can say at the end of prophase, this endoplasmic reticulum, nuclear membrane, Golgi complex, and nucleolus disappears. Second phase, that is metaphase. The complete disintegration of the nuclear envelope marks the start of the second phase, mitosis. Hence, the chromosomes are spread through the cytoplasm of the cell. By this stage, condensation of chromosomes is completed and they can be observed clearly under the microscope. So in this phase, during this structure, we can observe the typical structure of chromosome. Then this is the stage at which morphology of chromosome is most easily studied, we can say. At this stage, metaphase chromosomes is made up of two sister chromatids which are held together by centromere. So it's a typical structure of chromosome. Small dish-shaped structure at the surface of the centromere are called kinetochores. This structure serves as the site for attachment of spindle fiber, which is formed by the spindle fiber to the chromosome that are moved into position at the center of the cell. So the metaphase is characterized by all the chromosomes coming to lie at the equator with one chromatid of each chromosome connected by its kinetochore to spindle fiber from one pole and its sister chromatid connected by its kinetochore to spindle fiber from the opposite pole. The plane of alignment of the chromosomes at metaphase is referred as a metaphase plate. This figure is giving clear idea about metaphase. Here now you are aware of metaphase, what is metaphase and which main events take place during this. Here the chromosome appear is having centromere and two chromatids. The key features of metaphase are spindle fibers attached to kinetochores of chromosome, and second one is chromosomes are moved to spindle equator and get aligned along metaphase plate through spindle fiber to both poles. So we can in this figure also can study this thing, that is two poles, north pole, south pole, two opposite pole. These chromosomes are moved to spindle equator and get aligned along metaphase plate through spindle fibers to both poles. Third stage, that is anaphase. At the onset of anaphase, each chromosome arranged at the metaphase plate is split simultaneously and the two daughter chromatids, now referred to as daughter chromosomes of the future daughter nuclei, begin their migration towards the two opposite poles, that you can see in this figure also. As each chromosome moves away from the equatorial plate, the centromere of each chromosome remain directed towards the pole and at the leading edge, with the arms of the chromosome trailing behind. So we can see in this figure also. Thus anaphase stage is characterized by some events. These main events are the centromere split and chromatid separate. The second one is chromatids move to opposite pole. So these are two main key events that we can see in this figure also, which suggests is giving idea about main events take place during this third phase or stage known as anaphase. Last phase or stage, that is telophase. At the beginning of the final stage of karyokinesis, that is telophase, chromosomes that have reached their respective poles decondense and lose their individuality. Individual chromosomes can no longer be seen and each set of chromatin material tends to collect at each of the two poles, that you can see in this figure, this two pole. This is the stage which show some main points, key points, and these key points of telophase, these are: first one, chromosomes cluster at opposite spindle poles and their identity is lost as discrete elements, that we can see in this figure. Nuclear envelope develops around the chromosome clusters at each pole, forming two daughter nuclei. Third one, nucleolus, Golgi complex and ER reform, which was disintegrated or disappeared earlier, now it is reformed. So telophase is the last phase or final stage of karyokinesis. So main characteristics, these are: chromosome cluster at opposite spindle poles and their identity is lost. Nuclear envelope develops around the chromosome cluster at each pole, forming two daughter nuclei. And last one, that is nucleolus, Golgi complex and ER reform. So this way, this M phase is a karyokinesis nuclear division is divided into four phases or four stages, and these are prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and last one, that is telophase. Cytokinesis. Now you have clear idea about interphase, M phase, mitosis, and main events take place during this. Mitosis accomplishes not only the segregation of duplicated chromosomes into daughter nuclei, it means karyokinesis, but the cell itself is divided into two daughter cells by the separation of cytoplasm, which is also known as cytokinesis, at the end of which cell division gets completed. In animal cell, this is achieved by the appearance of a furrow in the plasma membrane. The furrow gradually deepens and ultimately joins in the center, dividing the cell cytoplasm into two. If we talk about plant cells, they are enclosed by a VRT. This plant cell, they are relatively intractability cell mechanism. In plant cell, wall formation starts in the center of the cell and grows outward to meet the existing lateral cell. So this way, this type of event take place in animal cell as well as in plant cell. The formation of new cell begins with the formation of simple, that is precursor. In this plant cell, it is called cell plate, that represent the middle lamella between the walls of two adjacent cells. As you know very well about the structure of plant cell, so you can understand this thing. At the time of cytoplasmic division, organelles like mitochondria and plastids, they get distributed between the two daughter cells. In some organism, karyokinesis, means nuclear division, is not followed by cytokinesis, as a result of which multinucleate condition arises, leading to the formation of syncytium. It is very interesting here, that is, in some organism this karyokinesis is not followed by cytokinesis. It means cytokinesis take place, cytoplasmic division take place. Now significance of mitosis. You have clear idea about mitosis and main events. Mitosis or the equational division is usually restricted to the diploid cells only. In some lower plants and in some social insects, haploid cells also divide by mitosis. It is very essential to understand the significance of this division, it means mitosis, in the life of organism. Now So aware of some example studied haploid and diploid type of insect. Now you can easily understand what is significance of this event known as mitosis. Mitosis usually results in the production of diploid daughter cells with identical genetic complement. Growth of multicellular organism is due to only mitosis, otherwise it is not possible. Cell growth results in distributing the ratio between the nucleus and the cytoplasm. It therefore becomes essential for the cell to divide to restore the nucleocytoplasmic ratio. Second thing, very significant contribution of mitosis is cell repair. Cells of the upper layer of the epidermis, cells of the lining of the gut and blood cells, they are being constantly replaced. Third one, the meristematic division is mitotic division in the meristematic tissues, that is apical and lateral cambium. It results in a continuous growth of plants throughout their life. So for living organism, the mitosis is actually a compulsory event for growth and development. If we talk about animal, then it is also there, this event, and in plants also for this purpose, for growth and development, it is essential event.